Aaron, guess what day it is?
It is Friday the 13th.
That's right, my friend. It is Friday the 13th.
Man, I'm so excited. We're going to do another Friday the 13th movie. I love Jason, Camp Crystal Lake, The Kills.
Whoa. No. We're doing the 13th Friday, not Friday the 13th.
What?
Yeah, we're taking the 13th Friday, a movie that combines the elements of Hellraiser, The Descent, The Ring, and The Grudge, and really any other Japanese horror film, and combines it into one awful shit cake of a movie. We watched the 13th Friday. We watched it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is. Greetings, Moon Goons. Welcome to Horrible Horror, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. I'm your host, Mr. Marshall Hampton. Join me on this Friday the 13th weekend is my buddy, my co-host, Mr. Aaron Southworth. Aaron, how are you doing on this fine Friday the 13th?
I'm good, Marshall. How are you?
I am also great. But you know what? I got a bone to pick with you, though, right now, real quick.
Boom.
You know what? Week after week after week, we do this. And I'm always asking, hey, Aaron, how are you doing this fine day? Or whatever type of day is, but you never ever ask how I'm doing.
You know, I don't. Yeah.
It's really kind of rude and it hurts my feelings, man.
Oh, man.
You never ask how I'm doing.
How rude. Well, how are you, man?
I'm fine.
How are you on this fine Friday 13th weekend?
I was really pumped and excited because Friday 13th, that's like, horror movie holiday.
Right.
But then we did this movie and it really kind of
took the piss out of your
wind. Yeah, it really
brought me down. Piss out of your sails. Is that a thing?
Yeah, piss out my sails. Which is weird. Like, you wouldn't want piss in your sails anyway. It would be I think the saying should be piss in my sails.
I think it's wind in the sails or taking the piss out of somebody, and I just put them together.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
You made it sound like it was a real thing.
It did. Let's play it off like it totally is.
Cool.
It totally is.
Piss in the sails.
Piss in the sails. That's totally a thing. So yeah, we did the 13th Friday, not to be confused with Friday the 13th.
Right. I mean,
at all. Please do not mix these two up.
If you do, you're gonna hate yourself.
Yeah.
And they did that fucking title just so they could get a few extra views.
Yeah, those bites.
Just for some poor schmuck who's not paying attention enough. You're like, oh, Friday the 13th, right? What the fuck? Where's Jason?
Because the funny thing is, even like IMDb and Amazon, like I typed in like the 13th Friday, even they're like, no, you're a fucking moron. Let me guess, you mean Friday the 13th? Because that's what comes up every time. I'm like,
the exact same thing.
So even the internet tries to save you from this movie,
right?
By correcting, like auto-correcting your mistake. Like, no, you
don't go down that road.
You can't have meant that movie.
You cannot have meant that one.
So. Before we get into it, let's like I said, Aaron is going to give you the rundown of all of the not highs and lows. I don't know what I'm saying.
All the stuff.
All the shit.
All the stuff.
All the same old crap.
All the stuff.
Yeah. So, Aaron, just knock it out.
Yeah, find us on Facebook, Instagram, on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @SoBadIt'sScary. Of course, you can find us on HorribleHorrorPodcast.com, where you can stream episodes, get the 411. We have our merch open. We have Horrible Horror shirts for sale.
Buy a shirt.
Of course, you can listen to our episodes there. You can download them. You can stream them instantly, but you can also stream them from iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Speaker.com, and iHeartRadio. So check us out.
Yep, that sounds about right. I think that's everything.
Yep.
So yeah. Is there anything else I need to announce?
Yeah, well, we are also doing a...
yeah, thank you. That's what I need to announce.
Because we love Friday 13th so much, and we're having such a good time with it. Marshall was going around checking out stuff on Amazon to buy and hopefully grab a little something, but he noticed a little thing that Amazon does.
Yeah. I noticed that they will sign you up, do giveaways for you.
Yeah.
So oh, that's cool. Let's check that out. And it turns out, so we set up our very first Amazon giveaway, which is we're giving away the 8-disc Blu-ray Ultimate Collection of Friday the 13th, the first 8 movies. So it takes you from 1 up through Jason taking a little vacation in New York City.
To Manhattan.
Yeah. To Manhattan. And so, yeah, basically, all you got to do is check out our face. I think we posted something on Instagram.
We posted on our Facebook page and our Instagram page as well.
So, but what you need to do really is go to our Facebook page. The link for this is pinned to the top, so it should be one like the first post you see. And there'll be a link, an Amazon link. You click on that to enter into the sweepstakes. And this runs through till, I think, Saturday, something like
July 20th.
Yeah,
so July 20th at the stroke of midnight it ends.
Yes, so you have until then to enter, and then the winner will be picked at random, and
Amazon ships it to you.
Yeah, Amazon will ship it straight to your sweet little doorstep.
Of course, if you're not an Amazon member, that's where they get you. They want you to sign up, of course, so you can get the sweet box set. So yeah, just make sure.
I don't know if they make you sign up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But if you're not signing for Amazon at this point in your life, what's wrong with you? I mean, it's kind of like everybody is.
Come on.
So keep an eye on that. Yeah, check. Enter the sweepstakes for a chance to win a 8-disc Blu-ray
our gift
collection.
to you.
Yeah, free gift, totally free.
This is something we're doing for you.
Yeah, spread the word. We love our moon goose.
Yeah, let people know. And you know what? Just give us a 5-star rating too, because God damn it, we're giving you stuff.
Yeah, we also have a Patreon page if you want to donate some money towards the show. That's awesome. You can totally do that at horriblehorror.patreon.com. And if you can't donate financially, which I get, but one thing that could really help us out is just go to iTunes and anywhere else and just rate and review us. Like the more 5-star reviews and more ratings we get, it helps us start finding sponsors and just helps us out a lot. So that's something you can do for totally free. It doesn't cost you anything.
And that'd be nice.
Yeah, just a nice thing to do.
We do this
Don't be a dick and give a 1-star review. Don't be that ass.
Yeah.
But, help us out. It'd be cool. Enough ranting on. Enough shameless promotion. Let's move on to this turd of a movie. It was released on January 10th of 2017. So
newer one.
Very new. Well, not very new, but pretty new.
What was the date?
January 10th.
January 10th. Okay.
Yeah. It was written and directed by Justin Price. Now, he's got 15 credits as a director. Other horror movies he's done include The Cloth, Dark Moon Rising, Forsaken. I almost said Foreskin for some reason. Forsaken. And The Elf, which is a Christmas horror movie.
The Forsaken Foreskin. That I might watch.
That would, starring Ron Jeremy, of course. They would have to. Speaking of Ron Jeremy, this is a little side note for anybody in the St. Louis area who's listening. Ron Jeremy apparently is now entering the world of stand-up comedy, and he's coming to St. Louis to do a show.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. I'm like, we might have to go to that and present him his plaque, his Hall of Fame induction plaque.
There you go.
That. Anyway, so you can find this movie on Amazon, YouTube, Google Play, and Vudu. The cast, it doesn't fucking matter. There's really nobody you're going to notice. Pretty much everybody, most of the main people in this cast have also been in Justin Price's other movies, so it's a very, rinse and repeat cast. The only person I even mentioned or wrote down was the actress Lisa May, who plays our main girl. She's also in the Christmas horror movie Elf, which we may be doing this upcoming Christmas season because we almost did it last Christmas, but I put it off. But, anyway, that's it. So let's just move on to this.
The 13th Friday.
13th Friday.
God.
All right, so we open with a block of text that it says something about there being a house somewhere in Texas that's so haunted that they had to build a church on the land next to it.
That's how haunted it is.
Yeah.
We need a church next to it to help off-put some of the bad vibes.
Yeah, and that the bodies of the family that lived in the house have never been found.
I'm just curious. If you build a church next to it to offset the bad vibes, that's the whole thing, right?
Yeah,
What if you built like a mosque? Does that work? Or a synagogue? Or like a Buddhist temple? Does that help? Or does it have to be a Christian church?
Who knows? Probably not Buddhist. Buddhist would just be too chill.
Whatevs.
Just keep it.
Don't be too much of a dick.
Yeah, just you be you. We're gonna chill over here. No, we're not gonna get involved. So now we get some establishing exterior shots of the house and the church next to it, while some little girl does voiceover talking about spirits and pure evil and blah blah blah.
Like textbook spook stuff.
Yeah,
it's just real canned and hammy.
Yeah,
it's very ham-handed attempt at like. Little girl talk about spooky things and but it's fucking been done but to death.
Yeah, I agree with you. So we cut to what I guess is supposed to be a flashback from a time long, long ago, as we see a girl who's somewhere in the range of like 10 to 13, tied up by the wrist and drenched in some sort of liquid. She's crying and begging her mother, who is the person who has tied her up, to stop this. Why are you doing this? Blah, blah, stop it. The mother stands in front of this girl, says she's sorry, that she loves her, but tells the girl that she belongs
to
to him now, like referring to the girl. And with that, the mother pours more kerosene on top of the daughter.
Did you notice the bottle that she used to pour kerosene on?
Yeah,
it's a fucking plastic bottle with a plastic top.
Yeah, I have other issues with this. Yeah, long ago. So, like I said, she pours more kerosene on the daughter. She lights a match, sets the daughter on fire.
Yeah.
Now, it's pretty widely known that being burned alive is like one of the worst, if not the most painful way to die.
Go.
Yeah. Yeah, this girl acts more like she has like a sprained ankle or like a bad toothache while being burned alive. It is the most tame burning death I've ever seen. It's awful. And also, like we mentioned, like Aaron just said, a plastic bottle with a lid. If this is supposed to happen like a long time ago,
it's supposed to be like the early 1900s, like 1902 or something.
Late 1800s. And based on the clothing that they're wearing, but the problem is the daughter clearly has modern day braces on.
Yeah. Oh God, you're right.
She's got like perfectly modern day braces on a girl that's supposed to be like in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I missed it.
Like,
I saw the bottle. I'm like, that fucking bottle, no way. I totally missed their goddamn braces.
Yeah, so at that point I'm like, is this really supposed to be a long time ago? Or maybe these people are just like super strict, like Mormons that just wear like these old, like, they're off on a prairie clothing. Yeah, who knows? So the daughter pretty much dies instantly. So there's no burning death. You don't die instantly. It's long drawn, painful.
It's like a CGI graphic.
Yeah, it's just
flame.
She's done.
Yeah.
So the mother now goes over and sits in a rocking chair, rocks around for a bit. Then she looks straight into the camera, and then boom, flash title screen. Cut to present day, I guess. Present day.
No, it's present day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a group of friends are having like a little party / gathering.
But the cut is so weird.
Okay, let's get this out of the way right now. The editing and cutting in this movie is horrendous.
Awful.
It's all over the place. It makes things really confusing.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad and blunt. It's just like, what the hell?
So you have these random, like, two people over here by a fire, one guy over here by himself, two girls, like, sitting kind of close to each other. There's no music being played.
Yeah, no music.
They're just out in the middle of nowhere with, like, red Solo cups going, and they just
Well, they're not in the middle of nowhere. They're in the front yard of the cursed house, the haunted house.
But the house is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
but anyway, it's just, like, and they're like, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
The acting is so stiff and dull, and it's so hard to hear what these people are saying most of the time that you miss almost all vital information.
Marshall, we've talked about it so many times.
Oh, so much.
How much worse can it get? And then we just bring us to another level.
Yeah.
This is astounding. How much worse? Like, I feel bad for the movies we ripped on before for the shit acting, because I think we've hit a new fucking level just when we thought we couldn't get any fucking worse. This goddamn shit just makes me want to pull my ears off.
It's bad. I will say that. It's really, really bad. There's some really awful, but overall, I don't think it's as bad as, like, say some of the stuff we did, like Breeders was, I think, worse than this. I think Stabbed in the Face was probably worse than this.
Oh no, Stabbed in the Face was way better.
What?
Stabbed in the Face was like a fucking, like, Oscar-worthy performance.
I disagree.
Compared to this. This is dog shit.
All right, it is bad. I totally agree with you. It's bad, but it's just on what level. Anyway, so yeah, they're sitting in front of, like, the front yard of this haunted house, and like they said, this turns out to be our main group of characters for the movie. The first two that we meet are Lisa, the redheaded girl, and our main chick, and Brian. We also have Kenny, like this heavy set, like outsider or odd guy that's just kind of...
Yeah, it's really strange. Like, who invited Kenny?
This is another prime example that we talked about. Also, like, why is this particular group of people hanging out together when, like...
Yeah,
they shouldn't be. Like,
right.
Everybody's like, why is Kenny here? Well... Good point. If nobody likes him, why is he here? Somebody would have had to invite him.
Well, it makes me. Are they students?
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't talk about. They're too old to be high school students. So I'm kind of glad they're not like high school students.
Yeah.
Are they college students? No, they're not college.
If they're college, they're like maybe. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, they're either college or like fresh out of college, but they never mention anything.
They don't mention They don't mention how any of them have a connection.
No.
And there's about what 12, 8 of them.
We'll say 8-ish. Yeah. So yeah, and then we have like Stephanie, a soft-spoken, like just kind of average girl.
They're all soft-spoken. Every single character is
pretty
soft-spoken.
much at this point. I watched this thing, guys, if it wasn't for the closed captioning, which I turned on for this movie, I would not get like anything of what these people were saying, like 90% of the time. So we cut away from the party to like this lesbian couple making out on a blanket, seemingly out in the woods somewhere. Now these two girls look complete opposites. Like they should not be a couple. We have one who's like the wholesome, clean-cut Latina girl in a white dress, and the other's like this tattooed, leather-bound goth girl. And so Latina lesbian basically gets upset at goth lesbian because goth lesbian hasn't told her parents about them being a couple yet. So Latina lesbian gets up, walks away, leaving goth lesbian alone.
No, don't go. Stop.
Yeah. Gothy pulls out her phone, but then starts to hear the sound.
That's how much she cares about it. She's just like, no, don't go. Fuck it.
You know, Facebook. She pulls her phone, and then like instantly she starts hearing these sounds. And it sounds at first like it's either like an old dirt bike kind of revving up, or like the sound of like a dying cow.
Dude, I thought the same thing. You know those like weird little toys you had when you were a kid?
Flip them up.
You flip it upside down and it makes a
yeah.
Yes!
Yeah. That's a great example.
That's the sound.
It sounds like a dying cow.
It's the kid that's like the cow in a can, I think is what it's called.
Cow in a can.
Cow in a can.
So yeah, it's exactly it. So Goth Girl looks around, she sees nothing, she doesn't care. She's like, whatever.
Find the cow in the can.
Yeah. We go back to the party group, and one of the guys, Josh, is his name, starts telling the group some more backstory information on the house and the women that live there. He's basically up on the porch addressing everybody, and he's just monologuing about the house, and it's awful. It's so boring, so poorly done. It's just like,
but it's still not explaining why they're there.
There's no explanation of why they're there. That's another thing. There's no explanation. Like you said, we never get an explanation of why they're friends in the first place, how they met, why they're there, what they're doing. Like there's no
exposition. There's
nothing. It's just they're just there.
It's literally just random people.
Yeah, it's not like they're on spring break and let's go do this, or we're bored one second, let's go here. Or
at least if they stab in the face, they're like, "Hey, we can see ghosts on Halloween. Let's go, guys!"
Just two lines of like, "Hey, we can go there." I'm like, "All right, cool, let's do that."
There's
Nothing.
No music playing. They're just in the middle of fucking
nowhere.
It's haunted house, drinking red Solo cups of mystery booze. They're like, enjoy their liquor.
Exactly. So they're outside the house. He's on the porch. But then we cut to Latina lesbian wandering around inside the house. I'm like, wait, what?
We never see her go in.
No, we see her in like the wood with her goth girl.
Completely separate from the group.
And then we cut and she's in the house all of a sudden. So like, did she go into a back door? Did she walk through the group? Like, what? Why is she there? And by the way, this house is immaculate and super clean for a house that's supposedly been abandoned and vacant for over 100 years.
Not a fucking cobweb.
No,
not a speck of dust.
This thing is pristine.
Yeah, they keep that shit clean.
So Double L wanders through the house looking at all the old, very well-kept pictures.
Double L, is that Latina lesbian?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
In the background behind her, we see the black, charred ghost of the burnt dead girl walking backwards through a doorway. Meanwhile, outside, Josh is still telling his story. He mentions that according to legend, there's a tunnel that leads from the house to the church, which never comes into play, never comes up. Who fucking cares? Back to Double L, still going through the house. She comes to a bedroom. She lays down on the bed. And behind her, a rocking chair begins to rock. So that thing we've seen like every paranormal movie ever. And then on the floor, she finds this black and gold sphere that has like glyphs on it and like a 5-pointed star. And so Double L, she picks it up. And when she does, a doll sitting on the shelf turns into many faces from fucking He-Man.
Yes.
And the
many faces.
Yes, because the doll's head spins around from one face to reveal another face, and this new face has like painted on tears. Yeah, it's like a fucking jail. He's like doing a hard time. He's got like the teardrops. This baby's got the teardrops. He's murdered 3 people.
Shit.
Yeah. So,
it's tough in that preschool.
Yeah,
in that pre-K, it's tough.
So the sphere opens in the girl's hands to reveal like a bunch of spinning gears and a counter that resets from 13 back down to 0.
And it just fucking Hellraiser.
Yeah.
It's just a goddamn knockoff
It's a
puzzle box.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, it's just an orb.
This movie rips off so many elements of other movies in this. It's just, yeah.
And so poorly.
So as soon as that happens, like a wave of energy just like bursts out of the sphere, knocking L2, double L, back onto the bed, and it sends like the lampshades like spinning, which is like something becomes like a weird cartoon slapstick thing. Why is that? They focus on a lampshade like, spinning around in circles. It's like, really? Come on. She goes rigid and then levitates above the bed for a bit before softly being lowered back down. We cut back to goth lesbian. She's holding up her phone in camera mode and uses it to scan the area around her. Now, the screen images that we see of what's supposed to be her camera phone are more like what you see through like the viewing window of like a massive, like super expensive digital camera, like a Nikon or Olympica or something. Because this thing has like a heads-up display.
What kind of app is she using?
Yeah,
because I want it.
Yeah,
isn't there a Ghost Hunter app?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what it is?
Because it's got like graphical interfaces and information. I mean, we're seeing the info for like the fucking f-stops and the shutter speed and aperture settings,
right,
and white and black balance and white balance. I'm like, what the like? No cell phone has this shit on their phone.
You got one of them Samsungs.
Yeah.
I just got an Apple.
Yeah, my old Samsung didn't have that shit. I have an iPhone now, but no. So anyway, so while she's panning around the woods with her phone, we see the ghostly image of some female ghost like zooming in towards her on this camera screen.
To which she doesn't react.
Exactly. Like she very calmly just takes a picture, like she's just taking an everyday selfie. Like, I don't care about the freaking scary ass ghost flying at me through my camera. And then she goes back to look at the picture, and the image of the ghost is gone. But then that's when the ghost hand reaches out of her camera screen and grabs the goth lesbian by the face and
just cuts away.
Yeah, cut. We cut back to Josh, who's still rambling on about the fucking ghost story and all this. He ends his story by saying some crap that no one has ever entered this house since and has lived to tell about it, which that's a big loophole there at the end of the movie I have a question about. And then that's when they hear the sound of a girl screaming. So naturally, they all run inside the death house. Even though nobody's gone inside and lived. Let's run in there.
Let's go, guys.
Let's go. In the bedroom, they find Double L sitting on the bed with a sheet wrapped around her neck like a leash or a dog collar. And the other end of the sheet is like floating in midair.
It's like
and it looks like there's a person
underneath.
Yeah, like you see like head and shoulders.
I kind of liked it. It wasn't bad. I thought that was all right. It was a little spooky. I was like, okay, it's a little spooky.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And Double L's face is all fucked up looking. Like she's got like black veins running over her face.
Her eyes are white.
Yeah, her eyes are whited out. But still, no one in the party group seems at all troubled or scared by this. Not a single one of them is like, oh, hell no, and turns to get out of this house.
No one screams. No one takes a deep... No, not even...
Yeah.
It's just... not even
nothing.
Just silence.
Yeah, silence.
Just not even stunned silence, because it's not like they're having shocking looks of horror on their face. They're just like blank expression, like they're standing in line at the fucking DMV or something.
They look and they're walking in this room like I do when I'm trying to sneak into my daughter's bedroom when she's sleeping and trying not to wake her up. I'm like, oh. Don't step on the creaky floor. Like, that's how they look when they're entering this room. They have like no reaction whatsoever to any of this. And so, and then that's not bad enough. Crawling out from underneath the bed is the black ghost of the girl, the burnt, charred girl. And still, no one screams or reacts to this either.
No.
And which also, by the way, if this ghost is supposed to be the ghost of the burnt girl that we saw killed in the beginning, and she's black because she's burnt and charred up, this ghost has long, luscious hair. Like, she would have no hair, or maybe just a patch of hair here or there. She would not have long, luscious, like,
but she doesn't even look anything like the
like
character.
Herbal essences hair or something like that.
Herbal essence.
Like, it's and she doesn't look...
Marshall, let's go a little better. Let's go Paul Mitchell, okay?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, at least...
But yeah, it's volumized and it's like a product. It's gorgeous hair for this moment. He's supposed to be a charred, burnt, dead girl.
But it's not even the same character. It's not even the same actress.
It doesn't. It's hard to
say.
Look
I will say like her.
I wasn't paying that close attention to face because I was like, when your face is blacked out completely, you have the makeup on, like it's hard to tell. It could be, but it could not be. I don't know. It might not be. It very well might not be. So anyway, the girl talks through Double L like a ventriloquist dummy, and it tells the group that every month they will sacrifice a blood offering, and failure will meet with all your souls. No bloodline shall remain. Again, everything in this, I shouldn't say again because I'm going to mention it right now, but almost everything, like information presented in this movie is confusing as hell. Nothing really makes sense. And when they speak things like this, it's very cryptic and you don't really quite understand what the hell they're talking about.
I had trouble understanding what the thing was saying.
That too.
It talks like this.
Again,
scary.
I had to have closed captioning on for this whole movie to get half of it.
I basically got
not more than half.
That's basically what I got. I'm like, okay, I think they're supposed to kill
like
people.
they have to sacrifice like 13 people, and if they don't, then they die. Or something like that. So again, this reminds me very much like kind of The Ring-esque. Like
what if I was standing in the hall? What if I didn't like come in there and see it?
What if you were chilling in the living room downstairs looking at the pictures? You never went up there.
Yeah,
all the
I was
way.
like, you know what, you guys handle it. I'll make sure nothing goes on down here. Am I included?
Yeah. Or like some of us would be like, fuck it, I'm just I'm sitting out here drinking my beer by the fire. I'm not going in there.
Yeah, exactly.
What if I never even went in? I think you'd be fine, I guess. But anyway. So with that, the ghost of the girl just walks off camera. She doesn't disappear. She doesn't leave like some mysterious ghost. She just turns and walks off screen. And the body...
Excuse me. I need to get by, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She just turns and walks. And then the body of Double L goes limp and collapses in a heap on the bed. And then we just cut to an image of a fence covered in posters and flyers for missing people.
Yeah. Again, that editing cut just...
Yeah, it's just real fast. And like missing people flyers and handmade signs that read like, we miss you, rest in peace, we love you, and other various things along those lines. And I noticed I did count, of course, because there are at least 13 of these flyers up there already, which is another big kind of point that kind of fucks up the whole end of this movie when we get to it.
It's also like, if this is happening over the span of a year, why would they keep going back to this same spot and just...
it's exactly like, why... If all these people are going missing, it's not like, I understand, like, okay, bad example, or maybe not bad example, but I hate to bring up, but, like, Columbine.
Right.
Okay, or like some other big event.
Parkland or something, yeah.
People set memorials at the location of a big event.
Exactly.
So this fence just seems like it's some random fence, like on some city street somewhere.
And if these are unrelated people...
Yeah, if they're all unrelated, and they didn't all go missing at the exact same time.
Right.
Why would all these people be going to this fence?
This spot,
and posting up all these signs? It's not like, when you're driving down the highway and you see like that weird cross on the side of the road
where someone probably died in a car accident.
Yeah,
sure.
It's a great question. Like, why here? It's like, what's happening? And it's not like, I think it's in France or somewhere in Europe. There's like, maybe it's Italy.
The lock.
The
bridge.
lock. There's the bridge where
France,
they go and put the locks on there. So I get that. That's the thing. But what? It's a great one. Like, I don't understand why they're all on this one fence. It doesn't make any sense. So, so that happens. Sorry. And then we jump right into a small montage of scenes that show a few of these missing people getting killed by members of the party group. Like, we see...
They didn't even question
this.
They're just like, oh, we got to kill someone once.
Exactly.
There was
no
problem.
There was no hesitation. They was like, nobody's like, fuck it. Nah, I don't believe in this bullshit. We're not killing people. They're like, fuck it, let's go on a killing spree.
Let's do it.
These people went very easily into serial killers without much of a twist of the arm. They were like looking for any excuse. Like, they were just waiting.
Who knows? This could all be a prank.
Yeah.
There's nothing really supernatural that happened. I mean, she talked in a funny voice.
It'd be hilarious if at the end of the video we see like the two AV geeks come out and like, we got him good, right?
Got him good.
We scared him. And they're like, oh shit, we killed all those fucking people.
Because the ghost didn't disappear, just walked out of the room.
Hey, just walked out. Nobody followed the ghost. The ghost could have just walked down the stairs and had a beer in the kitchen. Just throw her feet up and be like, all right, guys, we got him.
Fuck.
And nobody even checks on Double L. They don't check to see if
No.
she's dead. They just like leave her there.
No. It's like, is she alive? Is everything okay? Yeah, they could be totally fucking doomed.
Nobody checks for a pulse. Nobody checks. They're just like, whatever. I guess let's go kill some people. Because we see Stephanie and one of the other girls like drowning a girl in her bathtub.
Yeah.
Like viciously holding her down and drowning her.
One girl's getting drowned.
And then we see another girl who's like tied up in her car to her steering wheel
like,
with a duct tape over her mouth. And like carbon monoxide just filling up the garage. Yeah. It's like, what? That's what we see happening.
But the next one is the craziest one.
Yeah. This thing, what happens next? Like, I can understand those first two because they're doing it. Makes sense. Those make sense. I get that. But where we go from here, yeah, it's like beyond bonkers. It's just fucking weird, and again, just adds to this level of like, what the hell is going on with this movie? Very much like I felt about a lot of things and stabbed in the face. This movie, it's like kind of becomes all over the place again. Like, what's going on? So after the carbon monoxide girl, we cut to some other girl in a cave holding a torch. This cave also happens to be home to several shitty-looking white and gray monster demon-like creatures.
All of a sudden, we're in the mines of Moria.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Gimli to be running by with
giant eggs,
Gandalf going, "You shall not pass!"
And like goblins and the Balrog come running up.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And this was like, this is where
it's
like,
in a cave when there's like ghouls running around.
Yeah.
This is so Lord of the Rings.
Well, this is why I said The Descent. Like, it's like the Descent horror movie, which is the first Descent. I love that movie. That movie freaks the shit out of me because I have like claustrophobia issues. But I'd love to talk about that. I mean, let's just talk about Descent from here on out. Fuck this movie.
I haven't seen it.
I love. Oh, you have to watch Descent. There's like this group of 5 British women that go like on like an excursion to the woods and they go spelunking. They're like adventure seekers. One, they do whitewater rafting, they do spelunking, they do all this stuff. And the one girl, Juno, who's pretty hot. She takes her to this. Like,
are we really doing this?
Yeah, she takes her to this uncharted cave, right? But she doesn't tell anybody where they're going because they want it to be a surprise. They wanted them to be like the first ones to like check this out. So they go down there and shit, of course, happens. They get stuck.
And the mole people come and get them.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
These demon creatures come out of nowhere and they get them and they start killing them all.
Morlocks.
The Morlocks from the X-Men come out of the sewers. Yeah, but
we should have watched that movie.
Such a good movie. Even Descent 2 is not great, but it's better than this.
So anyway,
I just want to talk about Descent, man. Fuck this movie.
They're in the cave.
Yeah, so they're in the cave
fighting goblins.
And again, also, this cave, by the way, is incredibly well lit. Like, this is like one of those like touristy caves you would go like a tour group through. There are lights, like literal electrical powered lights, like lighting up the cave walls. You don't see them, but you can tell they're lit. It's lit up. And like, why this girl even has a torch is beyond me because
you can see everything.
It's bright as fuck in this cave. So, the girl makes her way through the bright ass cave, and we start seeing a few people dressed in black robes.
Now they're in black robes with like weird skulls,
wearing like demon masks and skull masks, and they have hoods over their head.
Huh?
And in one shot, we see the girl turn around. She's like spins around, and for absolutely no reason she just falls to the ground. It's like she spun around so hard that she lost her balance. Like, whoo! Yeah, it's just fucking retarded. And she looks up and she sees 3 or 4 of these people in the robes standing shoulder to shoulder. I'm sorry. Before this, she hears the people in the robes that she's passing. Like they're like, run, telling her to run.
And she's like, no.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm not gonna run. So she falls around, she looks up, and when she sees 3 or 4 of these people standing in the robes, like they're standing shoulder to shoulder, as like these 2 large, flat, round rocks, like giant boulders, start like rolling and like closing her, sealing her into the cave.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's like very Indiana Jones, or like,
and then she's
like Jesus' temple or his burial, whatever.
Yeah.
But what makes it even weirder is, okay, first of all, these giant rounded. They're not even round. They're like flat. But they're round. They're like wheels. Giant boulder wheels are closing in slow motion. But also, then you see like what looks like streams of water that are like shooting up from the ground and going up into the sky. in slow motion. It's not even a sky. Just like, I don't know what that is supposed to be or why that's there, but that's really fucking weird. So anyway, one of the people in the dark robes is holding onto the sphere, which is now open. The gears are spinning around in the sphere. The girl gets grabbed by another robed person with a demon mask or face or whatever. God. This person lifts the girl off the ground by the neck with one fucking hand and just kills her. Like, just, I guess, strangles her, breaks her neck, something one-handed. She's dead. So,
are these supernatural beings?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Again, there's no
explanation.
What the fuck is
I
happening?
understand the drowning the girl in the tub. I understand the asphyxiation. And all of a
Totally
sudden, we're in the mines of Moria, and then there's supernatural
and
beings
there's
and demon
creatures.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I totally agree. So now we cut away to Lisa waking up in her bed, looking beautiful, by the way. Her hair's all perfect, makeup's flawless first thing in the morning, because, that's how it rolls.
What they do.
Now we get shots of Lisa on her phone, and of Lisa going through a box filled with cell phones and missing persons flyers and newspaper articles about, like, the missing people. And she's on the phone with the mother of the girl who we just saw get killed in the cave.
Yeah, she's calling her from her own phone.
From
the
girl's
phone.
Yeah.
So she's like, is it you, Jill? Or whatever
Christina,
her fucking name is. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
And she's just like, I'm sorry for your loss. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. She says, I'm sorry for your loss, hangs up the phone.
You fucking bitch.
And then we cut to Lisa sitting in a restaurant with some Asian girl who we find out later is named Paige. Paige is
has the longest fucking hair.
It's like almost down to her ass. Like, it's super long.
It's almost down to her fucking knees.
It's not that long.
It's so long.
It's at least down to like the top of her butt.
Longer.
This is the point in the movie where I realized that I've been referring to Lisa by the wrong name.
Doesn't matter.
The character's name is Allison, played by Lisa. So I've been referring, but it doesn't fucking matter. And so from here on out, I'm still referring to her as Lisa. Just keep in mind, though, Lisa is Allison, and I'm not changing it. So it's Lisa from here on out. So there is a jump scare here in this scene where Lisa looks down at her food and sees that it's been replaced by worms. Worms! Other than that, nothing fucking happens. Cut back to Lisa at her place in bed with her laptop, looking up like the Facebook. I think it's like the Facebook pages of the people
that they've killed.
They've killed and gone missing.
And some of these scenes, I'm telling you, are so long and drawn out. When she's looking at the Facebook pages, like, okay, but it's like 2 minutes of her scrolling through Facebook. It's like, bitch, we get it.
Yeah.
All right. And then the same thing with the phone.
It's not even just Facebook. She's done Facebook. Oh, I'm done Facebook. Now I'm gonna go Google haunted houses.
Yeah.
And she's skimming through all these images.
I think she's Bing too.
And of course, no, it was Google.
Well, whatever.
And of course, she finds images of the cursed house that they were at. Again, boring, nothing happens. She goes to bed. She wakes up in the middle of the night and finds a girl in a white gown banging on the wall in her hallway. She walks up to the girl asking her, you okay? You okay? The girl suddenly appears right in front of Lisa, looking all like evil and ghostly and like scratching at Lisa's face. Cut to Lisa waking up in bed the next morning. Oh, so, no, all dream. Doesn't matter.
Stupid jump scare dream bullshit.
Next, we see her sitting in her car, going through a stack of missing persons police reports, which makes how the hell she gets her hands on these, I have no fucking idea, because these are like official police reports, from like Texas, Houston County Police or whatever like that. I'm pretty sure you can't just easily walk in and get your hands on those. But so she goes up to this house, knocks on the door, and starts talking to the man who is the father of Matthew, who is one of the missing killed people. The father invites Lisa in to talk. One of the end tables, Lisa sees a picture of the ghost girl drawn in black crayon or ink or something.
Yeah, in this scene, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
he answers the door and he's just like, "Oh, sorry, I'm not talking to reporters anymore." And he's trying to close the door, and she's like, "No, I'm not a reporter. I want to just talk to you about your son." He's like, "Oh, okay, come in." And as soon as they sit down, he's like, "I recognize you. I've had dreams about you. I know how you're gonna die." It's like,
it gets it gets really fucking weird.
Motherfucker, you just looked at her and said, "No, I'm not gonna talk to you." All of a sudden, you're like, "Oh yeah, you're my dreams." I know what's going on.
His magical lazy boy for his kid's powers to work.
Once he sits lazy boy, he's like,
yeah, it's like suddenly he becomes like Yoda.
Yeah,
Mystic guy or something. The conversation takes a weird turn, and The father asks Lisa if she's been to the house.
Yeah.
Always, have you been to the house?
Suddenly he knows about the house. He
Yeah.
knows about the dead
Which
girl.
again is like, what? How does he know all this?
There's no explanation.
Exactly. All we know is that his
inkling.
son has gone missing.
Yeah.
Which again, even if you have, which sucks. I mean, I can't imagine.
Sure.
But like, how would you know? Like how would you bring up a haunted house? There's nothing that links it.
Fuck this shit.
I know. So she tries to get up to leave, but at this point he's like, "Sit down. I'm not done with you
He's
yet."
not even that firm. He just goes, "Sit down."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she does.
Everything is so muted. All the acting and it's like they fucking doped it up.
He rambles on about, I know you knew my son.
Yeah.
And something about the number 13.
Ugh.
It doesn't fucking matter. Lisa freaks out. She finally gets out and leaves the house. She's in her car, fumbling with her keys, trying to start the car. That's when Josh pops out of fucking nowhere. Like, where'd he come from? Says that to her something like, "So the rumors are true. You are talking to the families." Lisa tries to deny it. Josh reminds her that they have 13 months and 12 sacrifices, that they just need one more to go, and tells her that now is not the time for her to get straight with her morals or get her morals straight or some crap like that. Lisa drives off.
And then you get a great shot of his big ass ears.
Yeah. We cut to her returning home, or at least I think it's her home. And she pulls out a demon mask from a cabinet along with the sphere, shoves it into her purse.
So is she a demon mask person then?
I guess they're all.
guess
Yeah,
so.
it's like, I guess. So Paige shows up. So now I'm guessing Paige and Lisa are roommates, or either that or Paige just walks into Lisa's apartment for some reason. Again, they don't really establish they're either friends, roommates, or something.
Are they lovers?
Yeah, maybe they're gay lovers too.
Who
We
knows?
don't know. There's nothing established.
She's got long ass hair.
Yeah. Paige lets it be known that she doesn't like Lisa leaving every month with a group of people and wants to know if this has something to do with the house. So again, the house comes up. Now Paige knows about this house, apparently. Lisa just says it's something she has to do and leaves as she hears a car honking for her outside. As soon as Lisa leaves, Paige starts snooping around through the box of papers and cell phones that Lisa has left in the cabinet. We cut to Brian and Lisa driving to the house where they meet up with the others who have already arrived. Lisa gives Stephanie the purse with the sphere in it. Steph thanks her for holding on to it. I don't know why. Brian wonders to himself out loud who Terry has picked to be the 13th. At this point, Terry? Who the fuck is Terry?
Who the fuck is Terry?
Yeah, we have never met a Terry. No one's named us. We don't know who this hell this Terry guy is.
Terry wasn't there.
No, he was not part of the group. But apparently Terry is picking. So again, what the hell? What? Huh? Brian goes off to talk to the blonde girl of the group whose name I still don't fucking know.
Doesn't matter.
She's whining about not knowing if she can do this anymore and how do they know that this will even end. Josh comes up and offers Lisa his flask, which she takes a swig out of and then walks away. Brian's still calming down the blonde woman, whose name I finally learned thanks to closed captioning is Rin. It's Rin, R-Y-N. We see Lisa sitting on an old tree swing or something, some swing somewhere. And then it's just a hard, fast, blunt cut to Lisa waking up in the touristy cave with the torch next to her.
Yeah!
And one of the white, slimy demon creatures is watching her from behind a very, very nearby rock.
So all of a sudden, she's in the Mines of
cave.
Moria too.
Yeah, she's in the caves. And again, she doesn't seem like that scared at all when she wakes up, or even fucking pissed off and angry
just
at her quote unquote friends who had just turned on her.
She's like, "Oh, I'm here now."
Yeah, she gets up like it's a bad hangover. Like, this happens all the time. Like, not this again.
Here we go again.
That's basically her reaction. She picks up the torch.
White demon monsters.
And there's this white demon, literally, maybe 10 feet from her, and she's like, it's like she might as well be looking at her puppy dog. Like, it's that there's no reaction. She picks up the torch and starts making her way through the cave. Eventually, she does start acting more afraid as she goes through the cave.
A little bit.
She comes across the demon creatures, one of which looks like a person just in a white spandex bodysuit that they just dumped a gallon like Elmer's glue on and called it a day.
They look a little gooier.
They're just like, get dressed in white, we're going to dump some Elmer's glue on you, and we're done.
Walk around on all fours.
Yeah, walk around your hands and knees. Lisa ends up getting cornered by 3 of these demon creatures that are all on their hands and knees. They're growling. And then, for absolutely no visual reason that we can see, Lisa just falls to the ground. Just falls
Sure.
over. Like she has vertigo or something, just falls over. Then from out of nowhere, she gets grabbed by Erin, female Erin, who's one of the girls we see in the group, who's wearing one of the black robes. Erin helps Lisa up and leads her off to safety. Erin tells Lisa that one of them had to be the 13th sacrifice, and it's like, get out of here. You need to get out of here.
One of the group had to be sacrificed as the 13th victim. We as a group chose you.
No, she doesn't even say that here. That doesn't even happen.
But she's like, it was you. But I'm here to save you.
I'm here to save you now.
I'm here to help.
And she's like, whatever you do, don't go back into the house. Erin also says that she's going to stay behind so she can try to get the calendar back, which at this point we can only assume is the sphere.
Right.
We cut to the group now standing around talking like a barn or like
a weird brood house distillery.
There's like
this
distills
giant stainless
mash house.
Yeah, like a giant like
stainless
steel
distillery.
Drum distillery. Like who wants an IPA while we're waiting?
Like some moonshiner's warehouse or something. Like who the fucking knows
what's going on?
Yeah, and they're just standing around talking about about how the calendar didn't reset. So this leads them to assume that Lisa got away. And this pisses Josh off, who's still wearing his black robe. We also see Erin staying there with the group, no longer in her robe. So how the hell did she get back out of the cave, back to the group so fast? And she managed to take off her robe and stash it somewhere.
With all the bullshit continuity issues and just randomness, I just completely lost any interest in that whatsoever.
Yeah, you really do lose interest in things because nothing is. They don't even try to keep it somewhat loosely pinned together.
Yeah,
they didn't even you could have stuck this storyline together like bubble gum and at least be a little more interesting. They didn't even try that. It's just like fuck it, who cares? So Steph is scared that this means that all of them are going to die now, that they were all dead the moment they stepped into the house, and that the only mystery left is to figure out who's going to die first.
This one is like, we're all dead.
Yeah.
Didn't you know?
It's so
when
bad.
We stepped in the house.
No emotion.
We were dead. And they're like, oh no.
No.
You're right. We're going to die. And the acting is like that so much in this movie.
It is.
And I know we talked about it.
Yeah, it's awful. Josh storms. He's like, fuck it, I'm better off alone. He leaves.
Yeah. Storms off. I'm angry. Storm. Stomp.
We cut to Josh as mechanic job flirting with some girl.
But politely flirting. He can't even be a proper douchebag.
But he's like aggressively politely flirting.
But not even that bad. He's really not that bad. He's really not. If you're trying to make him a sleazy douchebag grease monkey motherfucker, just fucking do something gross like don't just be like awkward. That doesn't make me hate you. God damn it.
So as soon as the girl leaves, she drives off in her car. The instant she does, he starts hearing the sound of the dying cow again, the cow in the can. He gets a call on the work line. He goes and answers the phone, and again we hear the dying cow noise, along with like some evil laughing or something like that.
Baby's crying.
Yeah, he hangs up the phone, and then he sees black, wet footprints begin to appear, like coming towards him. He falls to the ground.
Sure.
Trying to back away, he falls over. From the darkness behind him, we see the ghost girl crawling on her hands and knees towards him. The camera kind of switches to a different angle, and then we just see Josh get pulled into the dark shadows by an unseen force. Like, we don't see her hands pointing out. He's just like tied up like a visible line, just like pulled off into the dark.
It's quick. It looks pretty good, but
yeah,
that's it.
But again, like every other paranormal movie we've ever seen, cut to a newspaper printing factory or warehouse or something now.
For some reason, sure.
Yeah, Paige shows up to talk to some guy named Michael Kleberg. Not that it fucking matters. She tells him that she's a junior reporter working on a story, his story.
And while she's talking to him, he's just like walking around this machine. He's like, "Hey guys, the roller needs to be replaced.
We need more toner over here.
This needs to be replaced." Walks around. This drum needs to be replaced. I'm like, dude, how fucked up is your machine?
Yeah, apparently everything in that thing is broken. How is it still printing papers?
I know.
How is it still printing papers?
I know. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. That doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate you. God damn it. It doesn't make me hate And she goes, your story. And he goes,
oh. And again, it's not like this guy was introduced or even
who
mentioned.
Who the fuck's this guy?
Yeah, he was never even mentioned before. It's not, and they didn't even do one of those things like they show like a newspaper article and you see written by Michael.
Nope,
Kleberg.
we don't even see a fucking newspaper.
Nothing. There's nothing to indicate who this guy is. Anyway, so now we cut to Michael talking to Paige about fallen angels, Satan, the Roman calendar.
And his delivery is so shitty.
Yeah, and that there's supposed to be a 13th month that was erased from the history books and modern calendars. Which I seem to vaguely heard some myth or legend about that before. But anyway.
It's so canned. Any type of, like, the Archangel.
Yeah.
Gabriel. And Lucifer.
Yeah.
The morning star. Just the way he delivers it. And it's all shit you've heard before from any sort of, like, spooky Roman Catholicism.
Not paranormal. But just, honestly, this is just like, myth. Any religious thing,
mythology,
like, this same shit you probably, if you saw the old Nick Cage movie Constantine. No, it's Keanu Reeves, not Nick Cage. Like, same shit in Constantine.
You know what movie I just saw also this weekend?
What?
Kiss the Vampire, Nick Cage movie.
I haven't seen that one.
That's a fucking good movie. Let's talk about that movie.
Well, you tell me about it because I haven't seen that one.
All right, so you've seen American Psycho, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's kind of like almost like American Psycho meets a vampire.
Interesting.
In a way. He's kind of this like up and coming playboy, young, hip, Wall Street yuppie type guy in the 80s. He gets bitten by a vampire and he starts acting a little crazy, a little weird, but you don't know if it actually was a vampire or not. Is he actually just losing his grip on reality?
Oh, you know what? I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen the movie, but I listened to another podcast, How Did This Get Made podcast. They did an episode on that, so they talked all about, I know what you're talking about now.
It's fucking fun.
Cool.
Should watch
I was hoping you were going to say you watched like John Wick or John Wick 2 because those movies are fucking awesome. I haven't seen Wick 2. I have John Wick 2. I bought it, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
I love John Wick.
John Wick is awesome.
That's a badass movie.
That's
do not fuck with a man's dog.
You do not fuck with a man's dog. You do not
it's such a great reason for revenge.
It is. It's like never been done before. It's like, oh, you killed my wife, you killed my kid, you did this, you wronged, you killed my dog. Fuck it,
He's like, that's it. I got nothing left to live for. My wife's already dead. Fuck it. I'm gonna go.
This was the last thing my wife gave me. Yeah, great movie.
Great movie.
Love John Wick.
Fucking great. Haven't seen the sequel yet.
I know. I bought it because it was like
you want to turn this podcast off and go watch it?
Yeah, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna go watch John Wick. We'll be back. So we'll be back. For you guys, you won't know, but we'll be right back. All right, we're back.
Man, that was an awesome movie.
So good. So good.
All right, let's get back to this.
All right. Do we have to? All right. Anyway, where were we? Michael Kleberg is rambling on about the number 13 and the magic and bad mojo jojo or whatever juju associated with it. He tells her to go talk with a security guard named Kenny and to be very careful if she goes to the house. Again, nobody says the curse house or the house at this address. It's just the house. But everybody knows, like, it could be any fucking house. Like, she doesn't say, what house? Where's this house at? What house?
She knows. She knows. Sure.
Skipping over the meaningless scene of some girl in a bikini floating in a pool raft, which we never see again. Don't know who this.
Great tits.
Great tits, nice, but I don't know the point of this. Like, we never see her.
Is she a character? Is she one of the people in the house? I don't
know.
No,
she's just some random chick.
I don't fucking care anymore.
It's just. And then some kid comes down. She's like, Danny, I told you to stay inside.
And the kid's just like doing a 1,000-yard stare.
He's like giving her the stink eye.
Again, doesn't fucking matter.
No, the only time a few minutes later, we'll come back to the kid drawing a bunch of weird pictures like the ghost. Like on his floor. But we never, that's it. You have no idea who this kid is, why this mom or sister or babysitter, whoever the fuck that woman in the pool is. It's just meaningless garbage that they threw into this movie.
I'm just glad I got to see her like some nice boobs.
Yeah.
But she's in a swimsuit.
Yeah, she's in a bikini.
Nice.
So we go to Aaron and Steph. They're talking at one of their places about Josh's funeral, which has already happened. And, there was an empty casket because his body he just disappeared. Which is, how much time has passed?
Exactly.
Because if he went missing, okay, they'd probably
look. He's dead.
They'd look for him for a while. He'd be missing persons. They're not just going to assume people would normally wait a few years, like at least, to say, okay, we have to come to grips. He's probably dead. Let's have the funeral so we can move on. Apparently, this is like the next day. Like, they just like, fuck it, he's gone. He never came home from work. He's dead.
He's dead.
Let's have an empty casket funeral for this guy.
Man, I better not be late. I'm coming
I know.
home for that family.
Yeah. So, anyway, another jump scare of Bugs flying out of Stephanie's mouth,
yeah,
a la
this was
Candyman style.
Fucking stupid too.
Another
She's in the
thing-
middle of talking to her, and then she looks down and she's like, got her mouth open with all these bugs flying out, and she doesn't really react. She just like goes, oh. Her facial expression doesn't change, and then it cuts back to her being normal, and she goes, what?
Yeah.
She doesn't. God damn it!
Yeah. So again, they ripped that out of Candyman.
Yeah.
The bees. So Stephanie now goes into some kind of trance and tells Aaron that Aaron is gonna die today.
But again, she's talking like this the whole time.
Yeah, the
When she
transformation
goes
between
into the
regular
trance,
Stephanie and
she
trance
talks
Stephanie
like this.
is almost
Exactly the same.
exactly. Yeah, it's you can't.
And then she comes out of the trance and goes, what? What is it?
I think the only difference is that she doesn't blink when she's in the trance.
She doesn't fucking blink anyway. Jesus.
Aaron leaves, and as we watch her walking down like a city street, she's getting more and more paranoid. She sees visions of like zombies driving cars,
That was weird.
which is weird. Like, what does that have to do with
Cholo
anything?
zombie.
They're like a low rider.
I know. It's so weird.
Probably not even a zombie. Probably something to do with like De La Muerta, like, face paint on or something like that. Day of the Dead. He's celebrating that.
Right.
So Aaron calls Lisa and asks her to come meet her for lunch. So we cut to the two of them at a restaurant. Lisa's all like, I'm still not sure what happened. Why the fuck was I in the cave, Aaron? She doesn't say that, but she's basically like, why the hell was I in the cave? Aaron tells her that Brian, Kenny, and Josh, along with pretty much everyone else,
All the men decided you're fucked.
shows her. She says pretty much everyone else. So she's basing everyone. She's kind of like she's trying like, wasn't me. I didn't do it. It was everybody else.
I'm still your buddy. I saved your ass.
I was outvoted. Well, see, she's probably like, perhaps in the cave.
Yeah, no shit.
Who knows?
I'm Swiss.
Aaron then starts rambling on she rambles on all this shit, but she still never really explains why they chose Lisa.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing she wants. Like, why was I in the cave? And she's rambling like, oh, well, everybody else
Everyone chose you.
Chose you.
Why?
But she doesn't say why she was chosen.
She's kind of a bitch.
Honestly, Lisa's not a bitch. I will say Lisa's the only character in this movie I actually liked. I liked her. The acting was bad for everybody. She was, I think, the best actress. But
it's like saying the fastest snail.
I get it, but still, that's Fast Snail should be proud being the fastest snail. I think I thought she was a really good-looking girl. I liked her. Anyway, so Aaron goes on to say that she tells Lisa that she is now hearing weird noises that never seem to stop. We get more background history in the house. They throw so much shit at the background of this house that is constant. Most of the time, it's the same thing being retold over and over again.
Like a 4-minute scene of them just talking.
Oh, it's more than 4 minutes. It's more.
So long.
Yeah.
And you don't get anywhere.
No, you really don't. Still talking, Aaron mentions that Terry was the last one to complete the calendar, and he was also the one who told them about the cave.
Oh, yeah. So Terry's back all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So this guy we've never seen before.
And again, like, who the fuck is Terry? And how do they know that Terry was the last one to complete the calendar? Nothing is making sense at this point. Absolutely nothing. Aaron also tells Lisa that the ghost girl's name is Eve. And as soon as she says the name Eve out loud, all of the other people in the restaurant freeze and turn to look and stare at Aaron.
I kind of like that. That was kind of neat.
Aaron then sees Eve walking through the crowd of people in the restaurant. Aaron stands up, backs out of the restaurant in fear. Lisa goes after her. Aaron says that she won't stop till she finds her, and that there's no hope from our sins. Which, what sins? Again, like, they just went into a house.
Well, they did kill 12 people.
Okay, those sins.
There is that part.
But I'm thinking if they're talking about, like, before all that.
So this whole time she's standing up and backing away, looking at Eve, I guess the burnt girl.
Yeah, the burnt girl.
Now named Eve.
Yes.
She's staring at her, and Lisa's looking at Aaron look past her in horror and fear, going, What? What is it? Bitch, turn around!
Yeah,
God damn it!
Lisa never turns around.
You can see she's looking at her going, oh God! Just your number one reaction would be like, what? There's something behind me.
What?
You turn around.
100% agree. 100% agree. So Aaron is now backed out into the street, still talking to Lisa. She says, you have to complete the And then
guess what's gonna happen?
Yeah, no surprise. Aaron gets run over by a large
You
truck.
see it coming a fucking mile away.
Far away. Far away.
God.
So Aaron's dead. Now we cut to some guy cutting up coke and doing lines in like his drug lair.
I know. All of a sudden we go to like
it's like such a drastic 180 from this movie. It's like, oh, spooky ghost. Oh,
now
drugs.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Coke and
it's like,
heroin.
Get this guy in a wife beater with these like kilos and kilos of coke and guns and pills and he's just like this is the most animated character.
Yeah.
He's actually got a little bit of like energy. He maybe had a cup of coffee before this started. Not like, but he's doing like lines of coke. You think he'd be bouncing off the walls a little bit more.
And sitting in the room behind him is Brian and Rin,
looking
the
like they just took a bottle of Xanax.
Yeah, they do. And this is where you find out that this guy is the infamous Terry.
So Terry is a
drug lord,
snorting, wife beater wearing.
And this is the guy they go to. Yeah,
and this is fucking tweaker.
But, and this is the guy they treat like he's their Obi-Wan. Like he's the one they go to for advice about what to do. He'd be a drug smoking coke dealer. Would be the last person I'd be going to advice to about ghosts.
This is your wise sage.
Yeah,
fucking tweaker.
This is your Yoda, your Obi-Wan, all that. Fucking druggy.
And he is a fucking druggie. He's just tweaking and just rambling on and the fuck.
So Brian and Rin tell Terry that their last sacrifice got away and that they took her to the sacrificial grounds, but she still managed to get away. Terry flips out when he hears this, grabs a gun, wants them to know why. He's like, why'd you guys come here? Why the hell would you come here then? We do find out that Terry is the one that has been basically pointing the group in the direction of the people they've been sacrificing.
Yeah.
So he's like their middleman, like says like, hey, here's some, go kill this person, go kill that. And again, we don't know who these people are. I'm guessing maybe they're people who are missed payments on their drugs they buy from them.
Competitors.
What
a great thing to have as a drug dealer. It's like you got this like group of dumbasses.
Just found your life like, we have to kill like 12, 13 people according to some weird ghost story.
You don't say.
You don't say, huh? Well, I just happen to have 13
Start with Marco. He's been cutting into my market.
Yeah. You find him down in the corner of 13th and MLK or something. Now, you might want to watch out because his boys still be hanging around.
You get him next month.
He's having to just work their way up to the opposing drug rings operation. Starting at the street level guys and work their way up to like the big boss.
God.
I'd love to see like a side movie of that, like a little short, like Terry's like, you take down the opposing drug cartel.
These dumbasses think they gotta kill
dumbass kids.
All right, I'm the wise sage. Take more drugs, kids. Listen to me. God, it's so stupid. Ugh.
Sorry,
it's so dumb.
So.
Marshall's got a case of the giggles here.
I'm so sorry. Pardon me. All right, so Terry then pulls out a key, and he says that this key unlocks something in the house, but he doesn't know what.
Is it a mystical key? Is it a fancy? It's a fucking key
just a
from
key.
Home Depot.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it is a little more fancy. It's like a golden, like a little more old-fashioned key. It's not like when you just see them, they on the key maker and just
copper.
Zoom. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway,
it's a brass key.
So he goes on to say that he's watched this thing, quote unquote, meaning the ghost or whatever, go after and kill everyone in his family. He tells Brian and Rin that they are dead and that today is the 13th Friday, the day that Satan fell from heaven and the day that evil can roam free or some bullshit. Who, like I said, he's fucking tweaked up on coke, so who knows what he's saying. He tells them that the last person to hold that key ran out of time and that they better not waste any more of their time. And he's like, just get the fuck out of my place.
Go on,
get. Go sell that kilo for me down the corner on your way out. Again, so many loopholes, or just not loopholes, but plot holes in this. Like, again, how does Terry know all this? And if Terry was the last person to complete the calendar, which means he had the calendar, which we have to assume that he himself at one point went into the house, even though they said everyone who's gone to the house has never been seen from again, which is now they just lied. They contradicted their own point.
But for some reason, this guy in their neighborhood.
Yeah, this drug dealer, just whatever. And then he says the person who has this key died. So where did he get the key from? Why does he have the key? Like,
fuck this movie.
It makes you go insane. Like, your brain will physically hurt if you try to spend too much time trying to think about all this. So we cut to Michael Kleiberg, or whatever his name is, in some cemetery. And he's talking in one of those like little personal voice recorders.
13.
And yeah, he keeps talking about 13.
13. God damn it.
He's looking for the grave of the mother that killed the daughter, I believe. And he says that such a stupid ass reason. It's so bullshit. He says that the reason no one ever found the woman's grave is because she never got married and everyone who knew her real name died. So you're saying the only way that people would know the proper name to put on your tombstone is if you got married. That is the stupidest thing I think I've ever heard.
Wouldn't you have something with your name on it?
Or, a thing called a maiden name.
Right.
If
no one knew who these women were.
They don't get names until they're married. Then they become real people. Before that, they're just women. They're just walking vaginas. They don't matter. Not until they get married do they get rights and a name. So he looks over and sees the black ghost of Eve walking like behind some tombstones.
Why?
Who fucking knows? But instead of freaking the fuck out and running, he just stands there continuing to talk into his little recorder, even though he just saw the ghost of a burnt dead girl walking behind tombstones in broad daylight.
He's like, huh?
He's like, oh. It's like he might as well just be looking at a squirrel getting a nut or something like that. It's just something stupid. But that's when he deserved this because he's a fucking moron for standing there. And that's when he gets grabbed from behind by Eve. No shot because he just saw her walking towards him. She grabs him from behind and pulls him down into the ground where he disappears.
And why him? But
again, why him?
He never went in the house. He never did any shit.
Exactly.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know. Apparently,
knows?
he has some knowledge of the house or the story. Again, but why is he? Yeah, there's no reason as to why he should be targeted by the ghost and killed because he really has no connection to any of these other characters at all. So we cut to Stephanie entering her kitchen. I don't know why, but I said she finds the fridge door open. Not that it fucking matters, but I wrote that down at the time. She hears the back door creak open. We get another jump scare here. It doesn't matter. She goes upstairs and she opens a door to find a room filled with butterflies and her now dead father or grandfather just sitting in a chair.
He's been dead a while. He's kind of decomposed. Looks like he's been dead a couple days.
His face is gaunt and just very hollowed out. And there's just these hundreds and hundreds of butterflies just flying around the place.
CGI butterflies flopping around.
Which actually, when she opened it, you just see the shadow.
It's pretty.
That's actually very pretty. I like that. Yeah. It's not scary at all. It's actually very peaceful and pleasant. They're butterflies. Who doesn't like butterflies? They're like they're bees or moths or.
But Marshall, these are killer butterflies.
They're killer butterflies. They're ghost butterflies.
Wings of death. Look how pretty.
With that many butterflies flapping their wings, Tokyo's fucked because of the hurricane that's going to start. The tsunami will wipe Tokyo off the face of the planet.
Hey.
The dead butterfly effect. I don't know.
Dead butterfly effect.
So,
did you see that movie?
The Butterfly Effect?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one a long time ago.
Was that one any good?
I barely remember. I just remember Ashton Kutcher and Amy Smart, I think it was.
Didn't he also have this big fat goth guy?
I don't remember. Dude, I barely remember the movie.
For some reason, I just remember the previews of this big fat goth guy.
I remember watching it. I remember thinking, that's really weird to have Ashton Kutcher and Amy Smart in what's supposed to be kind of a horror movie.
Like a horror thriller.
Because they're at that time, all they were known for were comedy roles.
Right.
That 70 shows, and Amy Smart was in was it Road Trip or something like that? Or it was one of those movies.
She was also a pilot in Starship Troopers.
I don't think it was Road Trip. It was some other movie
Road Trip, something like that.
It was one of those weird college weird movies.
We should watch that movie.
Anyway. This is really gonna bother me now. I'm trying to think of what movie that was. Maybe it
think
was Road Trip. I guess it could have been Road Trip.
Pretty positive it was Road Trip.
All right, it was something like that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, where was I? Where were we?
Butterflies.
Yeah, butterflies. Oh yeah. So Stephanie backs out of the room. She turns her head and sees Eve just standing there looking at her.
Guess
Stephanie,
what she does?
She freaks out, stumbles backwards, and ends up
falls.
falling down the stairs, which I guess ends up paralyzing her because she just lays there at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, she lands in an awkward position with her head kind of against the wall, but she never moves. She just like moves her eyes around.
Yeah.
So I guess she's now paralyzed from the neck down.
She's now paralyzed.
Really sucks.
I kind of wish I had the clip to play that Paralyzer song by Finger 11 right now. I don't know. Anyways, so she just lays there at the bottom of the stairs as we see Eve, who at this point no longer looks burnt. She's just like, she's not burned anymore. She's just kind of dirty or just painted black. And she's crawling down the stairs looking like a ghost from like The Ring or The Grudge or any other Japanese horror movie that you've seen. Eve screams in Stephanie's face and then just disappears. The camera switches to a new angle of Stephanie laying on the floor.
Still all fucking
just
jacked
laying
up.
there. And that's when Stephanie suddenly is grabbed and pulled off screen by a ghost, which this one also looks completely different than the last two we've just seen. Now, I'm not sure what's going on anymore. If this is supposed to be Eve, why is her look constantly changing from shot to shot? Because in this one, she's not even black anymore. She's almost wearing like a fucking she's white. She looks like she's wearing one of those like Daisy Duke, not Daisy Duke shorts, but like one of those like red and
Come on, baby,
no, but like
kick them daisies. Sorry,
but like one of those like
that's a great song.
Red and white like plaid like checkered tops or something like that. It's very brief, but her clothes are different. She's not black anymore. So we've had like 3 different ghosts now all of a sudden happening. Like you can't keep track of what's going on.
This movie.
No, Aaron, you just like, you gotta give this movie, it's an independent movie. You gotta give it a little leash. You gotta let it run a bit. See how annoying that is? How'd you like them apples? Because that shit's fucking annoying when you kept dropping that on me stabbed in the face.
But this one is so bad.
We cut the page now, entering somebody's home and snooping around with a flashlight. She just breaks into somebody's house. Turns out this is Kenny's house she's broken into. She finds a picture of Lisa on his desk. And it's not just like a little like 5x7 snapshot picture. This is like a glamour shot, like headshot. Like it's just like an 8x10.
Yeah.
It's like a really weird picture that why would you have this picture? It's not like she'd be when
you vote her off the island.
Yeah. It's really fucking weird. Like why she'd have this picture or he'd have this picture of her. So I just expected like to flip over and like her resume would be on the back of that picture.
Like a headshot.
Yeah. So she also finds in one of the desk drawers his work security badge. Like he's a security guard and she finds one of his
they talk about him being
badge.
a security guard. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden all the fans, because apparently he doesn't have air conditioning, he's just got like
old,
a dozen like old metal fans, like
old fans in the 40s.
Yeah, like what you expect to see in like those old like detective movies.
Yes, exactly.
Like, that dame walked in with legs to her
Sam
sky.
Spade here.
Yeah.
It sure is a hot night.
Yeah, the fans like with like a little stream or ribbon tied to just flopping in the There's like,
hot night in the city.
There's like 6 or 7 of those in this room. They all turn on at the same time.
The room got hotter when she walked in. You know.
Paige freaks out. She leaves. All right, so now we cut back to Lisa, who's talking with Terry in his drug lair. So we're back to Terry. She tells him about what happened to Aaron and what Aaron said about completing the calendar. He tells her that the sphere is the calendar and it opens up the gates to hell.
Sure.
Because it's fucking Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Terry also says that the sounds the people are hearing are Eve calling out for her mother. So, no, it's a cow dying. We clearly hear, that is not a girl going, mommy, mommy.
It's a cow in a can.
Cow in a can. And he tells Lisa that she has to go back to the house now. Not really, but you have to go back to the house.
Go now.
Yeah.
Nice tweaker sage.
We cut to Kenny, who's working his night shift at some office building. Now, keep in mind that Kenny is supposed to be a average, run-of-the-mill, this plain old security guard. But for some reason, this fucking asshole is decked out like a member of the fucking SWAT team.
He's like a member of STARS.
He is like a star. Yeah. I mean, he's wearing full-on tactical bulletproof vest.
That says police!
In giant letters on front and back. Along with that, he's wearing tactical pants, gloves, and boots. Like, he's a fucking night security guard at like an office building. And it's like at the dentist office at that, because he goes in this hallway to investigate the sound, and there's like giant tooth on a door. He's a security guard at a dentist office, decked out like a goddamn SWAT team about to go raid like a terror, like a hostage situation.
I thought he was gonna go into Raccoon City and try and save Jill or
Try
something.
to take out the
Jesus
nemesis. Like,
Christ.
stars.
I know. Fuck this.
Gotta get to Jill Valentine.
Ugh.
Oh my god. So he starts hearing strange noises, and he goes out into the hallway, and he finds this girl on her knees, like scratching at the floor. He turns the light on.
Just like a dog bearing a bone.
Exactly. Like she's trying to dig in the floor or something. He turns the lights on. She disappears, but then reappears when he turns the lights off again. He does this several times, which I'm like, just leave the lights fucking on.
Leave it on, man. She's gone.
Leave them on.
Gone.
Leave them on. Walk away. So the last time he does this, the girl goes from sitting on her knees to standing up in this really awkward kind of like contortionist, spooky stance. She then charges Kenny.
Guess what he does?
Dun dun dun. He falls down, just like everyone else in this fucking movie. Right as the ghost is about to get him, he flips on his flashlight, and the ghost disappears. And again, this ghost is not Eve.
This is a very convenient power. Just turn on the lights, and your ghost is gone.
Yeah.
What's the problem here, pal?
So now Paige, we see her show up at the office building looking for Kenny, who we see has now somehow ended up on the building's rooftop.
He's on the roof.
He goes from like the hallway on like the main
first floor
to the rooftop
of like a 2 or 3 story building.
Not is he on the rooftop, but apparently his ankles are broken because he can't walk. He's like crawling.
He fell down again. Didn't you notice that? You may have missed it
I
because he's on the roof. He's shuffling around the roof and he fucking falls over for no fucking reason again. Now he's like shuffling.
You know what? I think it was I forget which episode it was last, but you at one point said you wanted to put together one of those cuts, like super cuts of just people. I think it was Breeders. I was listening to the Breeders episode, and you talk about, I want to put a super cut of just the people screaming in this, and like, you know what? We should do that with the people just falling down
over,
and with like the Benny Hill music behind it, and played in the background or something. And people just like falling over all the time.
Man, we reference Benny Hill a lot.
We do.
That's a good show. We should probably watch that instead.
It's so sexist. Like the most sexist show ever.
Just always grabbing girls' butts and
chasing them around.
Slapped, but he smiles all happy.
It's innocent sexism.
Yeah.
Sexual harassment.
Like dirty old man.
Yeah,
and it's in fast forward.
So it's funny, sexual harassment. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, broken ankle Kenny is crawling like on his elbows away because the ghost now has appeared on the rooftop in front of him. So he's trying to crawl away while pleading with the ghost, like, I didn't tell him your name, or I didn't. He's basically like trying to tell, like, he's a snitch now. He's like,
yeah,
I didn't rat you out, man.
Yeah,
this would be more appropriate, like Terry. Like, it's like,
right.
Terry. I think Terry's the ghost, man. Ooh. He's like, you ratted me out, my drug business, man. He's like, I didn't tell him who you were, man. I didn't tell him where your drugs came from. So he crawls to the edge of the roof, which is genius.
Brilliant.
Pleading with the ghost, who has now disappeared again. When Kenny turns back around, ghost is gone. And that's when Eve is now doing her best Spider-Man impersonation, because she would clearly have to be clinging to the side of the building, because we see her arm reach over the edge of the roof, grab Kenny, and pull him off the side of the roof, where he plummets to
his death.
Ground below, and the impact kills him just feet away from Paige, who is still standing at the front door, like peering inside. So
Kenny's dead.
They kill Kenny.
You bastard.
Yeah. Cut back to Ren and Brian. They're in the cursed house now. They're looking around. I guess they're looking for whatever the key.
They have their key.
Yeah, and they find this old fireplace that's been covered up by like this metal plate, and they put just shoved a couch in front of it. Like, no one will see the fireplace. We put a couch in front of it. So they move the couch, they open it up, and they find what I guess is supposed to be the burnt, charred remains of
the girl
Eve wrapped in a blanket.
You notice they didn't use the key to open that?
No, they did.
No.
It just pulled the metal thing right
just
off, so
removed
they
it.
still know the key opens. And by the way, this blanket that these charred, dirty old bones are wrapped in is 100% perfectly clean. It's white, pristine, like baby blanket. It is the cleanest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be
Just like the house is pristine, too.
Yeah, still the house is still gorgeous, pristine.
You keep that shit clean.
Yeah, you're clean ghosts, I guess. So it is like, yeah, who the fuck's getting this out? It looks like one of those like old historic homes that they turn into like a museum or like a historic landmark or something.
Like a famous person lived here once.
So they
keep it.
Keep it in pristine condition like it was at that time.
F. Scott Fitzgerald lived here. This is where he lived. Mark Twain lived here. This is where we keep it nice. This is what it was like.
It's obviously it definitely is maintained like a museum or something like that.
Exactly.
I mean, you could wipe a white glove across something, you would not a speck of dust. That's how clean this fucking house is. Again, keep in mind, it's supposed to be abandoned for 100 years.
My house looks way spookier, and I try to keep it clean. I'm just lazy. Maybe I should get some of those ghosts in there. Fuck, clean my place up.
Right after the remains are found, doors start opening and closing, slamming shut. Ghostly voices are heard along with the dying cow sound. And then we cut away, and I'm pretty sure that's the last we ever see of Brian and Rin. We never see what happens to them.
Nope.
It just cuts away.
Yep.
All right, who cares about them anymore?
What did that key do?
Yeah, nothing.
No.
It's like they just forgot about these characters. Like,
and this key. The big fucking thing about the key.
Nope. Who cares? So we cut back to Terry in his drug lair. He's sitting in his chair holding his gun. He starts hearing noises. He hears a noise. And so, just like I guess any method tweaker would do, he starts popping off gunshots randomly around his room.
Takes a few shots around.
Just randomly shoots shit in his lair, I guess.
Then he just decides, you know what? I might as well hit something.
Yeah.
Because he puts the gun in his mouth and shoots himself in the fucking head.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I think he sees like a door kind of slowly kind of creak open.
Because he shot it! Because he fucking shot it!
It could be because he shot the door. Also could have maybe just a slight breeze blew it open. But he's like, oh, fuck, door open. Blam!
Just blows it. God damn it! You tweaked out fuck!
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
So we cut back to Lisa, who is also now back in the cursed house.
Sure.
In the same fucking room we just saw Brian and Rin in. The same room. But there's no sign of anything.
This could be hours. It could be days later.
We don't know.
Knows?
It could be 5 minutes later. And the remains in the blanket, they're gone. You don't see them again. She's looking around the room when she comes face to face with the ghost of Eve, who now looks completely normal, like she did at the opening of the movie, just a little wet. And some other ghost who's wearing all black and a black veil over her face.
It's not the mom,
which is lit up like a hidden light underneath the veil. And so I'm like, is this supposed to be the mother? Because it doesn't look like the mother.
It's no indication that it is.
It's not. She's not wearing the same clothes that the mother was wearing in the opening. Because Eve was wearing the same clothes. It's just, who's this other ghost supposed to be?
Who's another ghost supposed to be?
I love that. So the two ghosts, they just walk off. They just walk away, leaving Lisa alone. Oh, and before I get to mention it, just like everybody else, Lisa also fell over when she saw the ghost.
Oh yeah,
she's just standing there, turns around, falls over when she sees the ghost. You would think at this point, seeing ghosts now would be so second, like old hat. It's like, oh, all right.
They seem to react to nothing or fall over in fear.
Exactly.
You know, it's like either it's nothing at all, no reaction, or complete loss of their body control.
Yeah, there's
like,
there's
no
middle ground here. Lisa gets up, goes after them. Upstairs, she finds Eve sitting on the floor holding the sphere. So, where'd she... Who fucking knows? She tells Lisa not to say Eve's name, that she, quote unquote, doesn't like it when you say her name, she referring to somebody else. I'm guessing the mom goes or something. Eve looks up at Lisa and says to Lisa she's right there. Lisa backs out of the room and we see a large very large ghost, like wearing what looks like an apron and like a veil coming down the hallway towards Lisa in slow motion. And then we cut to Paige, and who also has now entered the house. Everybody's in this fucking house at the same time, but nobody's there.
Bumps into each other, sees each other.
What's going on?
Oh, hey, what's up, Bryn? Hey, what's up, Paige? Yeah.
It's like they're in multiple like alternate universes.
Why is Paige involving herself in this?
Yeah, exactly.
You hear about all this like death and destruction and curse and bullshit, and she's like, I'm in.
She's either she never really says she's reported doing a story on this. Either there she's just like snooping around in her roommates or girlfriends or friends'
nosy bitch,
which I guess gets her killed. But we don't
see her
fucking
talk to Lisa like once.
Yeah,
like once.
They
in
have
the whole
one
movie.
interaction which lasts for about 30 seconds in this entire movie. So Paige is in the house. She's in the bedroom where we saw Double L die in the beginning, like that opening bedroom.
Yeah.
She sits on the bed, looking down. She finds the sphere on the floor. On the floor now, which of course she picks up. We get more voiceover from Eve, like we did in the beginning, and Eve says, "In such a place of pure evil, the mind can create such monsters and darkness." And in the end, you will be forced to explain the wickedness, your damnation. Blackout. Roll credits. Huh? What? What the fuck did I just watch?
What happened?
I am so confused and lost and have so many questions about this movie that it is infuriating.
What happened to Brett and Rin?
Exactly.
What happened to Lisa?
Exactly.
What happened to Paige?
Who fucking knows?
What happened to the goth girl in the woods?
Yeah. Did she get sucked into her phone?
Who fucking knows?
Is she living like a ghostly, gothy aha moment? Take on me, something in her phone? Like, what's going on? And then the sphere, like, so does Paige now open the sphere and have to continue the
Does she have to kill someone once a month now?
She has to kill 13 people now?
Does she have to go party in the mines of Mordor?
Because all the original people, I guess, are dead, which would mean you would think would reset the sphere.
We don't know if they're dead.
We don't.
We didn't see anything happen to Brett and Rin.
Brian and Rin, we have no idea. Technically, Lisa, we didn't see. We just see a ghost.
We saw nothing happen to
Lisa.
Lisa.
We just saw a ghost coming towards her, but we've seen ghosts coming towards people dozens and dozens in this movie. Nothing happened. So
they just like yell in your face and disappear.
They're just assholes.
Jesus, prick.
They're just dick ghosts. So, yeah,
that's it.
That's the 13th Friday, guys. It's fucking ridiculous. It's awful. It's
if you like hurting yourself watching this movie.
All right. Let's move on to favorite kills.
There can be only one. Favorite kill.
All right, favorite kills. They suck this week.
Yeah,
There's really nothing to really talk about.
Pretty fucking horrible.
So what do you got?
I don't know. I mean, really, they're all like CGI. You know, like poor CGI for the most part.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't really have a dog in this fight. None of them interest me. None of them are fun. None of them are... I guess I'm going to go with the guy getting sucked in the graveyard.
Michael Clyburn.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'll go with him because that was just... I didn't expect him to get sucked into the ground, but it happened.
Yeah.
Sure. That's the one I'm going with.
I'm right there with you. Probably. I will say... I didn't really care about anybody in this movie except Lisa's the only person I even somewhat remotely cared about.
I didn't like her either.
But I didn't want. I was like, maybe she'll make it and she'll figure out the secret to Cedric. But I'm guessing she died, right? Mama Ghost or Ghost in an Apron? You know, Ghost of Evil Gordon Ramsay? I don't know. I fucking don't know.
Ghost of Gordon. Your paella is shit. Your appetizers are shit. You're gonna die.
So. But yeah, I'm guessing I'm probably going to say the guy in the cemetery who basically gets the ghost effect from the movie Ghost. Isn't that what happened? Like the evil spirits came and drag some guy into the street.
The weird like shadows come out and like grab him and
pull him suck him into the street or something like that.
That was actually a decent movie too.
I guess I could go.
When was the last time you saw a ghost?
Oh God, it's probably been over 20 years. Like
Yeah.
I saw like when it like
But that sexy scene when they're making the
fucking
pottery.
play.
Come on,
I
man.
get to me Ghost is like
Don't you want to listen to some Nat King Cole and
No.
get behind your woman and play with clay and
No, that's dirty.
neck each other?
That's so dirty. You'd be so filthy.
Yeah, it's sexy filthy.
That's not. That's just dirty. That's a lot of cleanup.
Well, it turned a lot of women on. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't like the movie when it came out. I got sick of it right away. It's one of those movies I'm like, kind of like Dirty Dancing. I'm just sick of people like fawning over it. Like, oh, it's so good.
You're just hating on the sways. Let's keep going.
I don't hate on the Sways. Roadhouse. Are you kidding me? Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Come on. Red Dawn. Come on.
Tu Wong Fu.
Thank you, Julie Newmar. All right. Yeah, I'm going guy being pulled into the cemetery too. They all suck though. They all suck. All right, let's move on to odds and ends.
Not only did they watch these films, they researched them too. Ugh, what is wrong with these guys?
All right, this will go real fast, guys.
Good.
Real fast.
I've already talked way too much about this movie.
Ratings. IMDb gives it a 3.9 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, not even on the site. No audience score, no thermometer, nothing. Amazon, 1.9 out of 5.
Wow, that might be one of our lowest.
Especially for Amazon. Like,
Yes.
they are normally very generous on Amazon.
That's a surprise.
All right, plot keywords, none. Trivia, none. Budget, none.
Damn.
Nothing. Absolutely none. But there were 5-star reviews.
Assholes.
These special movies have a place in these special people's hearts. 5-star reviews.
There was only one 5-star review.
Okay.
One from Chris Cochran writes, from the Music Fan writes, great horror movie, highly recommended. 5 stars. Now,
He might have made a mistake. Honestly.
he maybe thought he was reviewing Friday the 13th.
Maybe. That's probably it.
1-star reviews now. There were several of those.
Good.
From Chris Cochran writes, disturbingly mediocre, 1 star.
Not even mediocre.
No, not even mediocre. Punk Rock Patty writes, if they wanted us to believe the opening science was that long ago, I guess it's supposed to be seen, but she wrote science. She makes it, they should have gotten a kid without braces. Stilted dialogue delivered awkwardly by poorly directed people who can't act. It's really bad. Most of the film seems like it was done in one take, 1 star. From Karen just writes, dear horrible. DER period horrible. And Amazon customer writes, where, why, and when? None of this movie makes any sense. 1 star.
Yeah.
Denisha, complete trash. Do not watch. And lastly, from this is like his 3rd or 4th appearance now, from Movie Guy.
Movie guy.
Movie Guy, it's bad. Period. Really, really incredibly bad. I'm giving it 1 star because they were at least able to turn the cameras on and record ... stuff. I've tried to watch this movie 3 times with a couple of scene rewinds, and I still have no idea what connected these actors saying things into a movie. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Did the actors know what they were shooting? Were the scenes shot by the same director or even crew? I don't know. Random people have lines. The story is garbage. It's edited awkwardly. It's such a waste of time. No nudity. No drug use, which you're wrong because fucking Terry's snorting up like a fiend.
He's doing a lot of lines.
No violence, just things copied from cooler movies, which I won't even mention for their sake. Don't watch this. Don't encourage them. 1 star. And that's it.
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah. So wrap it up, Aaron. Give me your final thoughts on the 13th Friday.
So bad it's good. No.
Yeah.
No. So bad it's so bad it's fucking horrible. So bad it's scary. It just was a convoluted mess of a mishmash of, well, we'll take a little bit from Japanese horror, we'll take a little bit from Hellraiser, we'll take a little bit of jump scares from this and that. We'll try and make a twist like Sixth Sense, a little M. Night Shyamalan. They put it in there, shook it all up, and it just turned out to be garbage. Just complete garbage. It made no sense. That review by Movie Guy was actually pretty good. it seems like they're just kind of randomly saying things and put it together. Why the fuck is your sage this tweaking son of a bitch named Terry out of nowhere? That makes no sense. I don't understand how this kind of stuff gets, like, okay, like, how did they read this and say, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, we're going to put time and effort and money into this.
The only thing I can hope for
I don't understand.
is that maybe for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason there's a lot of stuff that got left out, that got left on the cutting room floor. And maybe if this was shot, maybe because they just lost the file footage and they was like, fuck, I just lost those files. Well, we got to piece it together somehow.
Shoot it again, man, because it had no ending. You had your heroine, your main character, other characters just randomly left in the house with no closure. No closure. It's worse than the scene in Doll Parts.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Playing with Dallas Bloodlust. Playing with Dallas Bloodlust.
It's worse than that scene when they're about to fight and they're fighting and it looks like they don't find out who wins.
No, it's like they're about to double choke slam each other. They have each other by the neck.
Yeah, by the neck, and it's like
just cuts the black.
It's worse than that because at least there was at least a struggle. And here it's just you get to the house and then that is ends.
Yeah.
It's so shitty. I honestly think this might be ranking up as one of the worst. It's probably my top 5 of all the shitty movies we've seen.
Of all of them? Really? I thought you were just going to mean like this kind of season, if you will.
It's in my top 5. Definitely a contender for number 1 so far this season.
You think this is a front runner for next year's
this is a top seed.
March movie Madness Horror?
Fuck yeah,
this is
a top seed. And I honestly do think this is probably one of my top 5 all-time shitty horror movies. Like, this movie made Trapdoor look like fucking brilliant Titanic-esque.
You're kind of right. Like, even this looked better than Trapdoor. Like visual quality was much better.
I gotta say, actually, it was the camera was nice.
There were some, and like I said, there are a few really nice images. Like that scene with the butterflies was beautiful.
The hot chick in the pool. Well, sorry,
but you're right. But kind of looking back, man, we really ripped Trapdoor apart at the time. But at the time, Trapdoor may actually kind of make more sense than this, even though that was a convoluted mess too. But it made more sense than this.
Yep.
So
that's So Bad Scary.
Yeah, for me, right there with you, Sam. I could go on and on about all this, but I don't. I want to go watch John Wick 2 again or something. You
already watched it, remember?
I want to watch it again. Or a good horror, something. I don't know. Maybe watch Candyman, Hellraiser, and The Ring. Everything they ripped off of this movie.
Maybe Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, yeah. Any of them. Even the fucking Jason Goes to Hell bullshit that we ripped off. You know what? I have
even number 5.
Jason X, man. That's like a guilty pleasure of mine.
It's
bad, but it's so bad, but it's bad in such a fun way.
So bad it's good.
Jason in space. It's
so bad it's good.
It's awesome.
I think we reviewed that one before we had the ranking system.
We might have. Yeah.
So bad it's good for sure.
Definitely So Bad It's Scary for me as well.
Yeah.
Guys, do not. Just skip.
Please don't.
Pass.
Yeah.
Just totally pass on this one. All right. With that said, guys, I do have one more thing to announce. Next week, guys. It's finally here. Shark Week is back.
Oh shit!
So that means we'll be doing another shark-based movie next week, and maybe, just maybe, because technically Shark Week would encompass next weekend and ends the following Sunday, so it encompasses 2 weekends. We might do back-to-back shark movies in honor of Shark Week.
You crazy son of a bitch.
So if you have shark movie suggestions, send them on in, and I'll try to check them out, see what we can do. Right now, my front runners are Deep Blue Sea 2, Avalanche Sharks, and Sand Sharks. So those are my top 3, my front runners right now. But if you have more, if you want to suggest or throw them at us, feel free to send them our way via Instagram, Twitter, or email us through our website. I'd love to see what some other shitty shark movies. Say that one a few times fast.
Shitty shark movies.
All right, guys. But in the meantime, till then, remember to watch more horror movies and to always keep it tight.